4 Kids needs no introduction other than this.
These donuts are great. Jelly-filled are my favorite. Nothing beats a jelly-filled donut.
You all know 4 Kids, one of the earliest notable anime dubbing companies out there. Infamous for their dumb edits involving shadow realms instead of deaths, no Japanese references, and jelly donut rice balls. After the success that was their dub of the Pokemon anime, they were put on the map and sunk their teeth into many franchises. Yu-Gi-Oh!, Ninja Turtles, Sonic, Winx Club, and most infamously, One Piece.
Don't give it up, Lupin!
During the early 2000s, 4 Kids dubs were taking over Saturday mornings to the point where they got their own block on Fox. They murdered the Fox box for it, and that's just sad. In 2005, 4 Kids partnered with Toys R Us to release this promotional DVD of their upcoming fall lineup. The DVD covers a frickin' sleeve, and the disc actually looks pretty cool. Got a good wheel of all the characters, it's very eye-popping. Now, the only places I could find that sell the DVD are obscure online stores like this. And since I don't fully trust websites like these with my credit card info, we'll be using archived footage online. Let's dig into this.
And now, from a sewer somewhere under New York City...
So our hosts for this are going to be Michelangelo of the Ninja Turtles and Bloom of the Winx Club, who have alright banter, I guess. That, unfortunately, can't be said about the lip syncing for this.
Psst, Mikey. Some kids don't know about 4 Kids TV.
Surely you jest, Bloom.
You can really tell how lacking in budget they were, given how a lot of this is just reusing character animation from their respective shows. I'm also noticing right away they're taking a shortcut to not have to animate them in the same room and see the clashing art style, since both of them are just on these monitors. You may listen to this background music, and it may sound familiar.
Whoa, that was exciting!
It sure was.
Well, it's the Poke Rap theme. It's funny, because Pokemon never actually aired on 4 Kids TV. At the time, it was still on Kids WB.
How can you win a $4,000 shopping spree at Toys R Us?
Based! Let's go! Wait, they closed and got bought by Macy's. Shit. The best part of this, again, is the banter. Despite how random this pair seems, their voice actors seem to work off each other well.
How can they do that, my magical friend?
I think you know, Mikey.
But asking questions creates a totally dramatic effect on television.
It's not CN City level stuff, but it's at least something. Despite how cheesy it sounds, you end up wanting to actually see them hang out on their own shows.
I have 4 best friends in the Winx Club.
I'm one of 4 brothers.
There's a reason why these 2 were chosen specifically, at least based on what I can deduce. See, this DVD has 2 sections, one hosted by Mikey and one by Bloom. Mikey's section is basically advertising the shows made for boys, and Bloom for the shows for girls. They even have this menu where they're staring into your souls, and you gotta pick which one to suck it out first. Ladies first?
Hey, thanks for picking me.
It was either get killed by a ninja or a magical girl. This murder at least involves the power of friendship.
Before each of my favorite shows, I'll reveal a part of the 4 Kids $4,000 fortune formula.
So basically, whenever the hosts talk about their favorite shows, quote unquote, remember that? They reveal part of a code kids were supposed to enter on the 4 Kids TV website to win the previously mentioned shopping spree. But that's not important. I want to judge a fairy magical girl's media consumption. So let's see the first show!
The Brats finally have their own show.
Well, I see she doesn't care too much about the visuals of cartoons. You do you. I honestly didn't know the Bratz had a show before finding this. I was a prepubescent little boy, so any girly toy or movie or show was instantly seen as lame and would get me made fun of. But looking at this show, man, that animation ages poorly. It's like they made them to match the dolls too much to the point where the movement looks robotic. It doesn't even look good for the time. Seriously, this is Jimmy Neutron, and this is the Bratz.
Look what I can do since I've had my new nose job.
Bloom likes fever dreams, confirmed. I don't want to review the shows mentioned in here too much. Some of these shows look bizarre enough for their own videos, but some of the stuff in the Bratz show is hilarious for the wrong reasons.
Meet Yasmin, specialty trendsetter.
Wow, so you sit on Twitter and get random words on trending via interactions and cancel people. Got it! Okay, Bloom, give me a new show to binge. I need to fill up my watch list.
Imagine having your DNA fused with the DNA of endangered animal species.
I said watch list, not OC fusions.
You could go to school, hang with your friends, and date cute guys, all while saving the world.
I sense a magical girl show coming.
And if you want to check it out, all you have to do is watch Mew Mew Power.
Oh yeah, 4Kids would also change the titles too. For those who don't know, the original name of the anime was Tokyo Mew Mew. Because I guess referring to Tokyo is too risque for the American cartoons, they changed it to Mew Mew Power.
The greatest superheroes the world has ever seen!
Well, actually, the term is magical girl. Got the name right, it's for your resume. There's not too much to say about this beyond having that thing a lot of anime dubs back then used to do, where they'd take these Japanese characters and give them the whitest names possible.
Zoe, Karina, Bridget, Kiki, and Renee, Dark Magician Girl.
Also this.
Oh, so I'm going to this really cool party with Mark,
Zoe,
and I was wondering if I could borrow that.
Zoe.
Very 2000s teenage girl dialogue. It also has this very of-the-time song. These are corny as heck, but admittedly pretty nostalgic sounding. They have a lot of these in there, so get used to them. And now, a word from the Winx Club.
I wonder what Stella would buy if she won.
Duh! Fashion dolls!
Deep characterization going on there. I'm sure she's got more of a personality in the actual show. Anyway, next up they introduced Do-Re-Mi, which as an aside, looks the best visually so far. But this is after they introduce how much of bad people witches are portrayed as in their show.
As you know, in our realm, witches like to wreak havoc.
I've never watched Winx Club, and I can already tell this show is insane. Back to Do-Re-Mi. It's a basic summary of the show, being called Magical Do-Re-Mi, which is a better name change than Mew Mew Power over there. But that's not important, cause hit the early 2000s pop song! Seriously, when I think of songs I heard on the radio when I was like 5, they usually sounded something like this. For those who don't know, this song was part of the Do-Re-Mi Witchling Sing-Along, a ChikoCheez jukebox-like song collection that they'd play at the end of each episode, full of very dated but guilty pleasure-sounding pop music. We'll get more into these songs if I ever do a video on these tiny Lunar Nova students.
I never thought I'd want to hang with witches, but those girls are awesome.
The heck, Bloom? I hear this line and I'm just imagining the Winx Club participating in the Salem witch trials while their theme song plays in the background. Joking aside, I do like how there's a bit of character interaction here, as Bloom tells Dory to conjure up the next part of the code, only to mess up. It's pretty in line with Do-Re-Mi from what I've seen of it.
And now for my absolute fave show. Yup, you guessed it, the Winx Club.
You arrogant little—
It's sophomore year at Althea.
Whoa, more dated CGI! But yeah, I guess the last show she recommends is her own show. Gotta save their perceived best for last, I guess. Then it ends with them reviewing each code that they gave throughout and telling the viewers to see Mikey's section. So let's check out Mikey's. Bloom recommended me her own show, Eyesore CGI, and 2 decent magic animes, so I can't complain too much. What do you got for me, Mikey?
Bloom, I love you.
Well then, Mikey. Well, I did comment on your banter chemistry earlier. I know you definitely mean that platonically, but you know some weirdo is gonna ship these two. OTP of the year, guys! Move over Gone with the Wind! Move over Airplanes in the Night Sky like shooting stars! So the setup for Mikey is sort of the same, just more geared towards boys as mentioned before. This one seems to be a bit more visually interesting at least, with Mikey actually hanging out in a location rather than just standing in front of a purple screen. So the first preview is for G.I. Joe Sigma 6. And well, it's G.I. Joe alright. Out of all the franchises on this DVD, this is probably the one I know the least about. I didn't even know this specific show existed until I discovered this thing. The song they're using in it is nice though.
If you need a hero to go toe-to-toe, just log on to www.4kids.tv.
I would, but your domain's for sale, so...
Number 2 on Michelangelo's 4Kids Fave 4 hit parade, Sonic X.
This is some interesting new development in Ninja Turtle lore. Michelangelo is canonically a Sonic fan. God help us all. This Sonic X preview is definitely the most persuasive one so far. I've only seen a couple of episodes of this show, and they didn't get as over the top as some of the stuff shown here in the preview.
Space-traveling biobots, programmed for absolute annihilation. Harness the massive might of the planet eggs, obliterate their enemies, regenerate their breed, and dominate their worlds.
So now I'm more curious as to where the heck this story goes. I don't know if they strike the landing on them, but it definitely meets the goal of what a preview should do. This part also makes me laugh way more than it should.
As alliances are tested and friendships betrayed.
Amy about to drop her latest emo album.
Sonic, he's on the run. Sonic, he's #1.
Another new page in Ninja Turtle lore. Mikey canonically has sung the Sonic X theme. I now want a full version of this. Cover artists get on it. Next up, he introduces One Piece and has some 10 out of 10 pirate attire.
And now, mateys, 'tis me great pleasure to present another of me favorite shows to you scurvy sea dogs.
You've got a future in cosplay ahead of you, dude. Also top tier pirate voice. The preview's also kinda weird. The song they play has this lo-fi sounding startup and then has this awesome sounding chorus. It sort of balances out to being just there for me. Makes me wonder what the alternate universe where this song was in the One Piece intro instead of the rap would be like. Now it's time for the Ninja Turtles preview, but not before Mikey boasts a bit.
Now, I don't want to say this next 4Kids show is my favorite, but I will say that it stars the most handsome, dashing, charming action hero anywhere on television.
Oh look, another thing you and Bloom have in common. I do like the other Turtles' what the hell reaction to this. I do love me some fourth wall humor.
Who's he talking to? Beats me.
Weirdo.
So the preview is, well, not appropriate for you guys. Okay, so we got this catchy preview of their upcoming season to the tune of the Can-Can. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Season 4, mutants and monsters popping out of every door. Not the first song I connect to the franchise about mutant turtles who are ninjas and trained by a rat, but the show itself already sounds druggy enough when I describe it out of context, so I guess something nonsensical would connect this well. Also, apparently at the time, TMNT had this sweepstakes to win a vacation to Hershey Park, which I had to look up. It's this huge theme park in Pennsylvania. I'm not from the area, so I can't judge how epic that trip would be, but theme park trip prizes for kids are always super easy choices, but I don't feel like theorizing that, so I have Splinter giving Mikey a bonk.
Michelangelo.
Ow!
There's other smaller preview stuff on this DVD too, but the one I want to focus in on is this one.
And don't forget to check out the Pass It On button on the main menu.
It seems to be a promo for some kind of pre-social media era, social media-like thing. The most notable thing about this is how much character interaction it has, and how hilarious as hell some of these stills look out of context. Also, this whole system sounds like clout chasing before clout chasing was a thing.
Kids with the biggest body lists get to see their shoutouts on TV.
Ah, so that's the moment that psychologically convinced all us Gen Z kids to be obsessed with followers and clout. I'm just gonna refrain from telling you all to like, comment, and subscribe then. Gotta break the stereotype! God damn it!